Literally, Lil Baby might be caught up in a RICO case, bruh.
And cowardly acts of an Atlanta-based rapper that decided to go over into a rival gang stronghold and shoot a music video in a place that he knew he should not have been. In the subsequent days, we saw homicides and shootings, and ultimately the deaths of 2 children as a result of his cowardly actions. And you know who you are. And I tell you that this team will work relentlessly to hold you and the persons that you are affiliated with responsible for those actions.
Other people's actions I could be held accountable for.
Right.
I ain't know all that at first. You know what I'm saying? I never would have went that route, but I ain't know.
Welcome to GossipTrap, where the drama never sleeps and the streets never lie. Hit that subscribe button and drop your thoughts in the comments. Lil Baby is on the run because he's horrified. Let us know what you think is really going down. Things just got wild. Deadly kinda wild. There's a shootout, wiretaps, and now the feds are creeping in hard. Lil Baby's name is showing up in court papers, and this beef between 4 Pockets Full and OMF, it's not just local drama anymore, it's turning into a full-blown federal takedown. Ever since Young Thug's case started falling apart in front of the whole world, Atlanta's been buzzing with one question: who's next? And now, boom, Lil Baby's name is popping up everywhere. He gave us tracks like The Bigger Picture, but now he's tangled in something way darker and the stakes way higher. But to figure out how this rap star ended up in a possible RICO mess, we gotta rewind the clock a bit, way before bullets started flying on music video sets. This war been brewing for years. It's not just diss tracks and sneak disses. This is about blood, betrayal, and bodies on both sides. Lil Baby's crew, 4 Pockets Full, has been locked in a serious street feud with a group called OMF. And word on the block? OMF is deep with ties to the infamous Goodfellas gang. Yeah, those Goodfellas. So this ain't your average neighborhood beef. This is gangland level madness. One of the first public explosions happened in August 2021. A known 4PF member, Marcus Big Mark Holland, got gunned down. That hit didn't just shake the streets, it lit a fire in 4PF that still hasn't burned out. And according to the law, that moment flipped the switch. From there, it was war. Fast forward to May 2024. Lil Baby pulls up to shoot a video on Via Street Northwest. Sounds chill, right? Except Via Street is straight up enemy turf. That's OMF territory, no doubt. And cops say he knew exactly where he was. That move? That wasn't just risky, it was a statement. Now with federal eyes watching and bullets flying, things are spiraling. This isn't just about music anymore. It's survival. The second those cameras started rolling, chaos broke loose, literally. Bullets flew through the air like it was a war zone. 3 people got hit.
Because the apartments that are here are literally right across the street from where this shooting happened. Neighbors here frustrated that this music video shoot ended the way that it did. One woman who was caught in the middle of the crossfire tells me she's lucky to be alive.
Between the bullets, it was nothing but bullets, pop, 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 pop.
At least 25 shots fired.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Lil Baby might have walked away without a scratch, but everything changed from that moment on. That wasn't just a scare, it lit the fuse on a full-blown bloodbath. Within weeks, Atlanta's streets turned into a battlefield. On June 29th, 2024, things got even darker. OMF member Trite Turner was caught slipping in southwest Atlanta, and that wasn't no random hit. Sources say that move was straight up payback from 4PF, answering the attack during Baby's video shoot. And the cops, they didn't play coy, they came out swinging. Law enforcement didn't just name 4PF, they connected the shooting directly to Lil Baby's music video. But here's the real shocker. Documents label Lil Baby as the actual leader of the gang. The feds even claim he was nearly hit in the first shootout. That's right, they're saying this wasn't just some rap beef gone bad, they're treating this like a criminal enterprise with Baby at the top. But the streets didn't stop there. 3 days later, boom, another explosion of violence, July 2nd, 2024. But this time, it wasn't gang members catching bullets, it was kids. 2 13-year-olds, Layman Freeman and J. Cody Davis, were shot and killed outside an apartment complex during a birthday party. And 11-year-old Dontavius Davis, he got shot in the foot. These boys had nothing to do with the gang war, but they got caught in the middle anyway. Their names, their faces, they became the symbol of how out of control this war had gotten. Police didn't hold back. They were furious, going on record and publicly blaming Lil Baby for sparking the chaos that led to those young boys losing their lives. And when it came time to round folks up, they moved fast. 7 suspects were taken down: Quint Sanders, Richard Hollis, Reginald Thomas, Diane Mobley, Marcus Crawford, Trey Crawford, and Allie Caldwell. Now they're all facing serious charges, while the city is left asking, how did it go this far? According to the cops, this whole shooting wasn't just some street beef gone sideways. It was set up from inside a prison cell. They say Quinte, Midnight Sanders, Trevante's cousin, and a top dog in OMF used a smuggled phone to orchestrate the hit while locked up. Yeah, you heard that right. He was moving pieces from behind bars like it was a game of chess. But here's the twist. They weren't even aiming for those kids. The real target, a man named John J. Shot Smith, said to be tight with Lil Baby and repping 4PF heavy. That ambush was meant to take him out, not the kids. Still, those young lives got caught in the crossfire, and that's when the media storm hit like a hurricane. Lil Baby's name was everywhere. Not because of a hit song, but because wiretaps, press conferences, and leaked documents were dragging him into the heart of it all. The narrative was spinning. Was Lil Baby calling shots from the top? The streets were whispering, and now the world was watching. And then came the bombshell. A snitch came forward and told the cops that one of the suspects allegedly said he really wanted Lil Baby, but would settle for someone in his crew. That right there flipped the heat up to boiling. The implication, Baby was the main prize and folks were hunting. But the real mess started when the wiretaps got played in court. During a hearing for some of the Goodfellas suspects, audio was revealed that allegedly had someone mentioning Lil Baby putting a bag on a rival's head.
What's up? Oh, man, like, come on, bro, you know what's finna go on. Like, how the hell you can, you know what I'm saying? Ain't like that, man. Got tickets on a lot of these folks, I'm telling you.
We just heard somebody say these folks got tickets on these people. We know what's going on. First of all, who was that said that about the tickets?
Unc, the unidentified male that was being referred to as Unc.
And you speak with Mr. Sanders?
Correct.
And what, in your experience, do you know what tickets are?
A price on somebody's head.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean on somebody's head? What is that?
Like a bounty.
Okay. To have them arrested?
Harmed. Or
And who were they referring to in that portion of the call?
they were saying that they had heard that Dominique Jones had tickets on a lot of people's heads.
Dominique Jones had wanted to have people harmed.
Correct.
All right, moving on.
If that's real, that's not just some wild claim. It's direct evidence tying Baby to the kind of street violence RICO laws were made to crush. And here's where things get even colder. Let's rewind to 2022 when Jacqua Wilson lost his life. 2 men were charged for that hit, Nathan 4PF, Nate Benford, and Kay Davis. Now Nate, he's been linked to Lil Baby's camp, but Davis, he flipped. He told the court that Nate pulled the trigger and said the whole thing was done for 4PF. That confession, it was exactly what the prosecutors were praying for, a golden ticket to bring the case straight to Baby's front door. That courtroom testimony hit hard, the kind that doesn't just rattle nerves, it changes the game. Prosecutors now had what they needed, someone from the inside confirming that 4PF wasn't just pushing music while it was operating like a gang. But what happened next? Straight out of a crime thriller. On March 28th, 2025, just days after Georgia's public defender RICO unit announced they were getting ready to drop major indictments on both 4PF and OMF, Keith Davis, the star witness against 4PF Nate, got gunned down. Yeah, you read that right. This man was already deep in the mud on a 15-year probation deal for his role in some serious street mess. But when he decided to speak up, his clock started ticking, and it ran out right off Lakewood Avenue. That spot ain't just a neighborhood anymore. It's looking like a straight-up war zone on a map. Cops say they got the call on a Friday night. They rolled up, found Keith Davis shot up, and rushed him to the hospital, but he didn't pull through. He died that same night. But hold up, it gets even messier. Just a few blocks away on the same night, word hit the streets that young Scooter, died after trying to run from the police and messing up his leg. This wasn't some unknown dude. We're talking about Future's longtime homie, Free Band's affiliate, and a real figure in the ATL scene. Police claim there was no connection between the 2 deaths, but come on, 2 rap-affiliated figures gone in the same area, same night. People aren't buying the just a coincidence line. This feels strategic. Some folks are calling it retaliation. Others think this is part of a massive cleanup, getting rid of loose ends before a RICO hammer drops. And here's the wildest part. Keith was one of the last people tying that 2022 Jacqua Wilson case to 4PF. With him gone, that thread's been cut. If the feds were trying to build something big, their key witnesses are vanishing. vanishing one by one, and that's not just spooky, it's a pattern. That tit-for-tat street violence, it's exactly what made DA Fani Willis step in back in 2022 when she hit Young Thug and the YSL crew with a massive racketeering case. This this is looking like deja vu all over again. Rap's been tangled with the streets for decades, but now it's spilling over into bloodshed, and the law ain't just watching anymore, they're moving. DA Fani Willis has now gone public, saying there are 2 more major RICO indictments coming to Atlanta in the next 60 days. You don't need to be a genius to figure out why Lil Baby's name is trending nonstop, but don't get it twisted, this ain't just music beef. The feds are locked in and fully syncing with the Department of Justice. Just a couple weeks ago, the DOJ dropped a heavy RICO case on the Goodfellas gang. Prosecutors even tried to seal the whole file because they feared witnesses might get murked, and then the unthinkable happened. The names leaked anyway.
Investigation aspect of this, Lamont Freeman was allowed to be a 13-year-old for 27 minutes before gang violence ultimately took his life. Gang violence that was orchestrated by adults in our city.
Yeah, it's that deep out here. Meanwhile, Lil Baby, silent. No tweets, no statements, no appearances. It's like he vanished while the city's boiling over. And now Major Ralph Woolfolk from the Atlanta Police Department's Violent Crime Interdiction Team made it plain the Atlanta rapper they're focused on is obviously Lil Baby, but Woolfolk didn't stop there. He made it very clear. This case isn't getting brushed aside. They're locked in. The pressure is only building. Legal experts are already calling it a wrap. George Che, a respected ATL journalist, dropped a bombshell report. He says an indictment against Lil Baby is coming within 90 days. That's not speculation. That's inside info from the courtroom trenches. And if that wasn't enough, Sean Hoover, the man running Georgia's RICO unit at the Public Defender Council, confirmed it too.
John Hoover, who manages the Georgia Public Defenders Council specialized unit on gang cases, says his office is actively preparing for a racketeering indictment on the 4PF and OMF cases, and that he expects Lil Baby to be indicted with others.
All signs are pointing in one direction, and Baby's name is written all over it. Lil Baby's been real quiet through all this. Too quiet. No interviews, no statements, nothing but a cryptic tweet reply that had the internet buzzing. When someone warned him, man, you better be watching out for that RICO everybody keep talking about, he hit back with just 6 words, only God can judge me. That's bold, but let's be real, that ain't exactly clearing his name. Then he posted a story saying, thanks for all the concerns. Please don't be misinformed by fake news. I am overly good. Sounds calm, sure, but fans couldn't help but wonder, is this damage control, especially since he dropped a brand new album right in the middle of all this chaos? Was it a distraction, a smokescreen? But here's the truth. When the feds are on your neck, no album rollout, PR stunt, or vague statement is gonna stop what's coming. What's making all this crazier is that Lil Baby tried to do the cleanup act. He started pulling away from street ties, put money into his community, helped launch black business circles, donated, showed up for the culture, and in 2023, he even announced that 4PF was done, shutting it down publicly and switching over to a brand new label, Glass Window Entertainment, and he wanted folks to see him as a businessman.
It's not a label, it's not a nothing, it's not a nothing. It's a way of life, you know what I'm saying? If you on your like, you can't f me. Girls say they can't be with everybody. It's just that's just that way of life, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And of course, 4 Pockets Full had to come to an end, you know what I'm saying?
When you say of course, I mean, why you say of course?
Because all that be going on. And I had to start learning that, like, other people's actions I could be held accountable for.
Right.
I ain't know all that at first, you know what I'm saying? I never would've went that route, but I ain't know, you know what I'm saying? Now that I know, I'd be a fool to just keep the same thing going, you know what I'm saying? They trying to make something out of something that it ain't.
Right.
Like, if I got any kind of control of, hey, we gonna switch that whole thing up. It ain't even just about the police, it's just period, you know what I'm saying? Like, I never was supposed to make my label something that I talk about, because who I am, and even like now, the young guys, when I meet them and new artists who gonna start their own label, I'm telling them, hey, start your label with something that don't got nothing to do with nothing or nobody but your art. You know what I'm saying? So I just already know that was gonna be my way of life once I start saying 4 Pockets Full, and then they start saying it, then the world gonna be saying it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's our way of life, just like can't be fucked with. Ain't no gang, ain't no none of that shit.
Yeah.
It's just the way of life, you know what I'm saying? But it's crazy because I'm waiting on him to get out. I got something major for him, you know what I'm saying? As soon as he get out, he get killed.
Damn.
So then already, that's what my 4PF was, 4 Pockets Full is dead. literally. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it all, like I told you, I feel like my whole life be written. You know what I'm saying? So it's like at that point in time in my life, the person who created 4PF, where I got it from, he died. So it was like more like,
put it to rest.
I'm putting that to rest. You know what I'm saying?
But prosecutors, they weren't buying it. They're calling the whole rebrand a front, just a cover-up to keep the same game running behind a cleaner name. A legal makeover, not a real exit, and the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, they already tied 4PF to the Crips, and they're saying a new label name doesn't erase that. And it gets worse, because in Georgia, your rap lyrics can and will be used in court. The YSL case already proved that. So if Baby ever rapped about spinning blocks, get back, or anything street-related, best believe they're combing through every bar and every verse. So while he's saying he's overly good, the law might be saying otherwise. Those lyrics, now they're not just bars anymore, they might become evidence. Doesn't matter how much art imitates life or vice versa in Georgia, if you said it in a song, it could land in court. And with DA Fonnie Willis still running the show, the same woman who took down YSL, she's already promised more high-profile RICO cases are coming. The countdown has already started. If Lil Baby gets hit with that indictment, it won't just shake up Atlanta, it'll shake the entire rap game. We're talking aftershocks from coast to coast. So here's the big question. What's the holdup? Funny you asked. Fonnie Willis used to be locked and loaded with resources. How? She had federal pandemic relief money backing her up, which let her beef up her team, stack courtrooms, and basically run the YSL case like a blockbuster movie. But now that money's gone, dried up, vanished. She went to Fulton County and asked them to keep the funding going. Their answer? A hard number. So what did Fonnie do? She didn't back down. She threatened to sue the county. Yeah, sue. And she said something wild. If they cut her budget, people would die. That's not a figure of speech. That's her actual quote. She's talking about real consequences. The Fulton County jail system is already on the brink, a total mess with human rights complaints stacked sky high. If her office loses budget power, case backlogs will explode. Folks will sit in jail for months waiting on trial, and violence behind bars, it spikes fast. That's her whole point. Fund this or the system crumbles. But here's where it gets messy. Her office won't give anyone the full breakdown of how much that YSL trial really cost. Journalists, watchdog groups, even legal departments have requested the numbers, and she stonewalled all of them. Now her office is being fined over $50,000 in legal fees for dodging public records laws. Yeah, it's that shady. The Georgia State Senate even subpoenaed her office's financial records. But the twist? Those subpoenas are limited, only covering certain topics like her controversial ties to Nathan Wade or how she handled federal grants. Everything else still locked up behind closed doors, and all this budget drama, power struggle, and courtroom secrecy is happening before she's even dropped the next 2 RICO indictments. If one of them ends up being aimed at Lil Baby, then history's about to repeat itself, just like it did with Young Thug, Gunna, and the whole YSL fallout, and this time, the stage is even bigger. So here's the real question. Is this a witch hunt or the start of a full-blown takedown of someone who thought the feds weren't watching? Now the star witness is gone, the body count's rising, and the state's making it crystal clear. A RICO is on the way. What's coming next could flip the whole game upside down. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Lil Baby's going down, or is this just smoke with no fire? And if you thought this was wild, wait till you see what's coming in the next video. It's about to get even crazier.